Alright, so in this video on geometric series, we are going to look at an example of how to determine the sum of a series given the first few terms. So the question is, determine the sum of the first 8 terms in the series, 5 plus 20 plus 80, and so on. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is just do a quick check, make sure that it is a geometric series, which means that it has to have a common ratio. So 20 divided by 5 gives me 4, and if 80 divided by 20 is also 4, then we know that chances are it is a geometric series. So it is a geometric series, so we know there's 2 formulas that we can choose from, and we can use either one. It doesn't matter, but it's preferable to make sure our terms stay positive if we use the formula for when r is greater than 1. So that formula is s sub n equals t sub 1, so our first term, times r to the power of n minus 1, and that's all divided by r minus 1. And I shouldn't say all divided by. We don't obviously divide the sum of. Alright? Another thing we like to do, what information are we given? So we're looking for our sum. Our first term is given. We know that it's a 5. We know our common ratio is 4. And we can revisit the first video on geometric sequences if we need to brush up on how to determine the common ratio. And we know that our n value, so n is how many terms we're trying to find the sum of, is 8. Alright, so then we can fill in our formula. So s sub n, so the sum of first term, t1 is a 5, open bracket, common ratio is a 4, to the power of n, in this case it's 8, minus 1, and that's all divided by our common ratio, which is 4, minus 1. Okay, so then we can start to solve. So 5 times, so 4 to the power of 8 is 65,536 minus 1, and that's all divided by 3, which gives us 5 times 65,535, which is equal to 327,675 divided still by 3, for a final answer of 109,225. And that's how you do it. Choose your formula, fill it in, solve. And again, I can't tell you how helpful it is if you take the time to state what you know, especially if you are unsure of the formula to select. And I'm not just talking specifically about geometric series, but anytime you have work where you need to choose a formula, if you start by stating what you're looking for and what you know, oftentimes the formula will jump right out at you.